good early morning. I am Letitia and this is that So Letitia on location. Not my typical setup. I do, however, love the lighting in here, but I'm currently out of town taking care of some things. But I thought it would be best for me to go ahead and bring to you guys this first impression / demo review before it gets too late. So with that being said, we're just pretty much going to jump right into it. So Too Faced recently, I want to say within like the past 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, brought out a matte version of one of their best-selling foundations, which is the Born This Way oil-free long wear undetectable medium to full buildable foundation, right? This one I've grown to love. It has some great products in it, or has some great ingredients in it, such as hyaluronic acid to kind of help give you that plump and youthful look, along with coconut water to keep the skin hydrated, right? So this is their original Born This Way foundation. They have since, again, within like the past 2.5 to 3 weeks, brought out their matte version, which is this one here. This one boasts the claims that it's a 24-hour long wear, water resistant, oil free, transfer free matte foundation. Okay, if I was to be 1,000,000% honest, this would not be my first time wearing it. I actually wore it for the first time like maybe about 3 days ago now, and yeah, that didn't go so well. But I'm here to give it a second try, do it this time with you guys, and come to a final conclusion in regards to if this is a yay or a nay. Okay, so I've already prepped my skin, I've already done my skincare, I've already done my sunscreen, so we're just pretty much going to apply the foundation. I'm going to kind of wear it for a few hours, check back in with you guys, and then we'll come to a conclusion. However, what I am going to do, I am going to put the matte foundation on one side of my face, and I'm going to put the original formula on the other side of my face, just for comparison's sake, and then we'll go from there. So we are going to begin by applying our primer. As always, Laura Mercier. This is their hydrating pure canvas primer. Hydrating does not mean full of oils. This one is actually silicone free and oil free. Just going to apply a bit of that. Okay, and now that we have our primer on, I am going to apply a bit of reinforcement before we begin adding our foundation. Today I will be using, and this is by Fenty Beauty, it is their Pro Instant Retouch Finishing Powder, and it is in the shade Nutmeg. So I'm just going to apply with a beauty sponge and lay it down in the areas that are prone to oil breakthrough. We are going to proceed with applying the foundation. I am going to use the Too Faced original formula oil-free foundation. I'm going to use it on this side, which would be my left, possibly you guys is right. Just one pump. Okay. going to take my trusty, ever so amazing $6 e.l.f. foundation blending brush, and I'm going to apply it just to this side of the face. And notice the consistency. It's not particularly thick, but it's not runny either. Okay, that's something to keep in mind as well. So just do that. And now we are going to go in and use the Born This Way matte 24-hour long wear transfer resistant oil free foundation. We're going to use that on the right side, you guys is left, applying the same way. Okay. And this one is running. So the formula for this one has it that much more runny, definitely more than the original formula. So I'm going to take and do this here. Using the same brush. So now that we have the foundations on, I'm going to apply my under eye concealer, Tarte Shape Tape in shade 53S. Okay, we're going to follow up by using a bit of Juvia's Place foundation. This is in shade 12. I will say with full transparency, especially since this is not my first time using the matte Too Faced Born This Way foundation, kind of keep your, or at least in my experience, kind of keep your concealers to a minimum, especially if they have any bit of oil in them, because it will kind of speed up the process of time in which the foundation has the ability to break down, meaning allow oil to break through. So I'm going to apply a very thin layer. And as I'm waiting for that to dry down, I'm going to save you guys the boredom and do my brows off camera. I will be back and then we will continue on with the look, okay? Okay, so off camera I also blended in my concealer. I added a little bit of contour, also by Juvia's Place in the shade number 6. So what I'm going to do now is attempt to set everything using several setting powders. You guys will see why at the conclusion of this. Just stay with me. So first I am going to use Too Faced their multi-use complexion powder. This is in the shade Chai, such as my foundations were. I'm just going to apply this using a brush, very lightly sweeping it across the face. Okay, I'm now going to follow up with, let's do Laura Mercier. This is their translucent powder. This is actually in the shade translucent. And that's to set up under here where I apply my concealer. Let's use a beauty sponge instead. So that's for the T-zone area. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Dark. Whew. And that is going to be for, that's going to be for the areas that have the contour shade on them. We are going to just dust off the excess amount from the T-zone area. Okay guys, so this concludes our first impression slash demo slash review of the new Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. If you remember from earlier in the video, this side I put on the matte foundation, this side I put on the original formula. My opinion of it, I think it wore beautifully throughout the day. When I started filming, and I was kind of in a bit of a rush, like I wanted to timestamp it at the bottom of the screen, it was 11 a.m. By 11 a.m. It is now close to 8 p.m. I have not used any pressed powders. I have not used any like oil absorbing cloths or anything like that. And this is what you get. I am pleasantly surprised, to say the least, because the first time I used it didn't go so well. And I'm going to tell you guys why. So the first time that I actually used this matte formula, I didn't do a side-by-side. I just pretty much put it all over my face. I used my regular routine as I've done in all the other videos and even what I do off camera. What I did, however, is I applied the foundation about 20 minutes after I had did my skincare, including my sunscreen. Skincare to me is super important, and today I wanted to go a different route. So instead of me applying it 20 minutes after I did my skincare, today I applied it almost 2 hours after I did my skincare. Now, if any of you out there wear sunscreen, you would know that they recommend that you apply it at least 20 minutes, 20 I want to say to like 30 minutes prior to going outdoors. That's when it's most effective. So that basically means that today my sunscreen was not effective at all because I waited 2 hours, almost 2 hours, after applying the sunscreen to apply my foundation and then go outside. So for that reason alone, I'm kind of inching this way. It's not a complete thumbs down, but if I look like I need to be ready to go into the oven or fryer, you know, because I put my makeup on at the correct period of time after I've applied my sunscreen, then to me it's kind of not worth it. It held up so beautifully today though. Like, I have extremely oily skin, like for real. And just the fact that I was able to wear it, and you know, it's in the evening. I have not reapplied anything. This here, we're not going to deduct points, these 2 areas, although they're part of my T-zone. Anytime you have to keep taking a mask on and off, on and off, on and off, even if the product is transfer resistant, you keep rubbing, it's gonna wear thin, it's gonna wear off. So like the shininess that's here, we're gonna attribute that to the mask. But up in here, it's a minimal amount of oil breakthrough. Up in here, it's a minimal amount of oil breakthrough, and I've pretty much been in and out of the sun all day. And my, you know, for the most part, like, my makeup still looks decent. All I would need to do is just use an oil blotting sheet or a very thin layer of like a setting powder or a pressed powder to kind of get rid of the little oil that is coming through. So the wearability, I give it a thumbs up. The durability, or I guess the transfer resistant part of it or transfer free part of it, I give it a thumbs up. However, again, given the fact that, and I put, hopefully you guys saw them and you didn't kind of fast forward past it, I put some pictures of my first attempt at wearing this in the very beginning of the video. Now that time frame was insane. That was like within the hour. So I had major oil breakthrough within the same hour of me applying the makeup, because I applied it shortly thereafter, or shortly after I had applied my skincare and my sunscreen. The matte version is $40. The original version, or the original formula, is like $36 to $38. Would I wear it again? I definitely would. I think I would. However, I would probably reserve the matte formula for nighttime. Like nighttime meaning I'm going out, I might dance, I might sweat a little bit, don't want any flashback in my photos. I would definitely do it at a later time in the day where I did not have to worry about applying sunscreen. However, if I was to continue on wearing it throughout the day, I don't think it would be beneficial to me, just because my skincare comes first. Like, my makeup I put on to enhance, not to hide, and definitely makeup is not going to help me get rid of any sort of sun damage, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is my take on it. There are some pros and some cons. Pros, it wore beautifully, minimal transfer, minimal oil breakthrough, held its own even throughout the duration of the day. But for me, it's not playing so well with my skincare and my sunscreen immediately after, or 20 minutes after me applying it. That's all I have for you guys. That's just my opinion. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys like this content, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet already subscribed, definitely make sure to subscribe. And if you have already, I thank you kindly, but make sure you hit that notification button so every time I post and upload, you will get notifications. You guys, if you have any questions, comments, critique, definitely do leave them, or suggestions on how to better use this matte foundation with sunscreen. Please leave them in the comment box below. I love chatting even after the video is said and done. Have a great rest of your day, you guys. Be well, stay safe, and until next time.